Wow, you look kind of rough today. Not gonna lie. Like, not like heroin, but like rough night.
No, I just got up a couple hours ago. I got up at like 9, and then I woke up for like an hour, and then I basically took a nap. Got up at like noon.
So. What's that like? I woke up at 7 today, and I've been waking up at 7 or 8 every day for the last like year.
Oh God, that's too early. In fairness, you also sometimes have children in the house, so I could see how that could happen. But no, I'm my average is like 11 o'clock. But there are nights where I'll get a solid 10 to 14 hours.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I'm garbage. Honestly, I'm surprised I don't get like embolisms in my legs. I need to get like some of those. I think they used to sell them for like airplanes, anti-embolism stockings or something.
Yeah, and the shoes.
Yeah.
Don't you need to have like diabetes before they'll even sell those to you?
Wait. Why is there lockdown on the anti-embolism stockings? What are they doing that they're like, no, you can't have these unless you have the diabetes? Why do the diabetics get them? Why does Wilford Brimley get anything that I'm not allowed to have? This is not a world I want to live in.
Here we go. It's the Bible reloaded, logic explosion, like Jesus and Moses, but it's Hugo and Jake. The Bible is jaded, and most of it taken, so get educated with Hugo and Jake. Pull up you and stop what you're doing, it's Bible reloaded time. They call it debated, the theists will hate it, I'm talking to taken, but it's Hugo and Jake. So on with the show then, it's not candy coated, it's the Bible reloaded, with Hugo and Jake, with Hugo and Jake.
Hello, everyone. I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
Yeah, that was like the third time I tried it. My voice kept cracking.
It was so weird.
Hello, everyone. I'm Hugo, and I'm an adult person.
And I'm a real boy.
This is the Bible Reloaded. This episode, as opposed to the last episode, I almost promise it'll go better. It'll go
We
smoother.
will read more things. God, Hugo was just, you were not feeling well, and I was busy as fuck, and then we get down to it, and neither of us could focus.
No. We're in Ecclesiastes still, Solomon's still being a little emo bitch. We're starting in chapter 3, A Time for Everything. This, I guarantee, is going to sound familiar, because if you've ever seen a TV show, or a movie where someone died, or maybe a time when someone really died, this will bring up good memories for you. This is the thing they do, the funeral rites or whatever. So, here we go. There was a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. That includes water luge, that time that squirrels skied, and rape. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal. This is a time to kill, by the way. That's made very explicit. That's pretty neat.
That is pretty... What time is a time to kill?
3 o'clock.
I was going to say 3:30, so we're obviously in tune.
Somewhere between those two. Apparently, if we were serial killers, we'd be very in sync. Maybe we should consider that. Maybe YouTube could be our cover, and then we'll start Ooh, let's be the YouTube killers. We'll travel around the country and kill YouTubers we don't like.
It's really hard to do that when you tell everyone the plan.
No, it'll be fine, though. This will be a cover. We'll be like, why would we admit that plan? Surprise, our first victim, I'm not going to tell you their name, but I'm going to tell you the infliction is...
Is he from Europe?
Yeah. So, we'll figure that out. A time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance.
Well, the opposite of mourning is not dancing.
More importantly, this is the most important verse in the Bible because this is the one that allowed Kevin Bacon to convince John Lithgow that dancing isn't a sin, and then they got to have prom in that barn.
Really?
Yeah. Remember
Why
that?
would anyone want a barn prom?
Kevin Bacon was new in town, and all these people are like, you can't dance, I'm John Lithgow, I'm the alien from Third Rock from the Sun, I'm also Lord Farquaad, you can't dance because my son died even though he was being a dick. And then his daughter... Did his son
die in a dancing accident?
No, they went out of town to go dancing, but really they were drunk. And then on their way back, they got in a car accident, and they blamed the dancing as like. I mean,
it's better. It's better than blaming like the movie Flashdance. Like he drowned trying to recreate it.
And then John Lithgow's daughter is the town slut, But it was okay because
Right.
it was the 80s and she was being rebellious and she's the preacher's daughter. Also, she was pretty attractive. She's 80s attractive, but also 2016 attractive, which is impressive. Probably not 1990s attractive, though. There was a cool down period. Anyway, Kevin Bacon totally fucks her. Not on screen, but I guarantee it happens. And then they dance at the end. For a town full of kids who never danced, they nailed that choreographed dance at the end. And that barn is going to be filled with glitter for all of eternity. That guy's going to really, really regret the decision to allow those kids to be in there. I didn't know they were going to have a fucking glitter dance. It's like a glitter bukkake in here.
Hashtag GLITTERBUKKAKE.
I don't know if a 1980s farmer would know what a bukkake is.
Maybe he had Asians at one point.
Maybe he served in one of the wars, and while he was over there, he was like, yeah, boy, I've seen some things.
Right, because you only have to be 65 to have experienced a bukkake? Maybe he participated.
I'm gonna let that one go. Let's go. Bible. I said we do it this episode. I said we do actual things.
We will.
I will
We're
not
gonna
lie
do
to
it.
these people, not again.
I will not get sidetracked by a bukkake for the third time in my life.
A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to...
They couldn't think of the opposite of embracing, so they're just a time to embrace and a time to not do that.
This part of the Bible, instead of writing all this down, should have been, there's a time for things and a time for the opposite of those things. Move on, okay? For a guy who thinks everything is pointless, he sure does love a good prose.
And also, apparently, a good hug. But not every time, because sometimes there's not time for hugs.
A time to search and a time to give up. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to mend. A time to
This next one is for women.
A time to be silent and a time to speak.
Yeah. And obviously, did you notice that a time to be silent came first? Meaning that's where you should idle, and then we'll let you know.
I apologize for him. I can't control what he says.
It's Solomon, not me.
Okay, I mean, you added the commentary, but you do you, Jake. You do you.
Seriously, though, women don't speak.
Oh,
Thank
God.
you.
They're 15%
It's a
of our
joke!
audience.
It's a joke! Calm down. I'll let you know when to laugh. You gotta triple down.
A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. What do we gain from their toil? I have seen the burden God has laid on the human race. He has made everything beautiful in its time.
He's made everything beautiful in its time. Not everything is beautiful. What about that? That's a vagina of a mammal. I'm not sure which one. Maybe a deer?
You can't show deer vagina on YouTube.
I don't know that it is a deer vagina. I typed mammal vagina into it, and it just
show,
happened.
You can't show mammal vagina on YouTube.
I can. It's a nature show.
No, it's not.
We're speaking about nature vaginas
At
right
least
now.
make
It's
it
not a human vagina.
No. Censor that cloaca.
Okay, now it's censored.
You can show a cloaca.
Okay, here's a cloaca.
Better.
The other one was censored, though, at the end of that.
I'm slightly more comfortable with this because it makes me think about fucking a dinosaur.
Now I'm censoring it because now I don't want you to fuck any dinosaurs. Because then I lose my co-host. Granted, I lose him to the best possible way to go out. You fuck a dinosaur in its cloaca and it murders you.
No one lets.
Or its jealous lover murders you. It's like a dinosaur telenovela.
Why don't we ever get to do what I want to do? That's all I'm saying. He has also set eternity in the human heart, yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. I know that there is nothing better for people than to be happy, and to do good while they live, that each of them may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all their toil. That is a gift of God. I know that everything God does will endure forever. Nothing can be added to it, and nothing can take away from it. God does it so that people will fear him. I'm not afraid of the law of conservation of matter and or energy, but all right. Good job.
So basically the idea here is everything is meaningless unless God is involved.
But the funny thing about that argument, which obviously you've heard before if you've talked to Christians about this kind of thing, they're not explaining why that makes it meaningful. It just is. Adding this element somehow makes it meaningful. It's like garnish on a plate. Like, yeah, all right, that's there, but it's not really doing anything for me. Now let me shove my face with this food.
I don't know if that's how that expression is.
Shove this food
said.
in my face.
Shove my food face.
Shove face food.
Shove the stuff in
Ugh.
my mouth. Someone's going to force their junk into you now. They're going to aim for your head, too. They're not going to aim for the pleasant areas.
Maybe it's like that movie Deep Throat. Maybe I have a clitoris in my throat. I wouldn't know.
She had a clitoris in her throat?
Yeah.
I've never seen Deep Throat.
I think it's a porn. I've never seen it either. I'm just aware
It's a
of it.
porn, but also it was a spy. In the 80s, right? It was an 80s spy, Deep Throat.
Wasn't Deep Throat the guy who gave up the
Tricky
information
Dick.
on some scandal? Was it Watergate?
It was Watergate, yeah.
Deep Throat, yeah.
Do you think he sucked a lot of dicks or something?
No.
And just like, and then all the spy people were like,
I think
Deep Throat.
I think he wanted his cover name to be like Deep Cover or something, but then the newspaper editor who wrote about it was like, haha, I'm gonna call him Deep Throat.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't like an official nickname?
No. He was probably pissed about it, like, what? Deep Throat? Come on, guys, I'm trying to take down the president. Seriously? I think it was named after the movie.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Or maybe it was the other way around.
I'm making a porno about a girl with a clitoris in her throat. What should I name it? Hey, you know that Watergate scandal that's going on?
His name was Tricky Dick.
Ooh, let's make a porno called Tricky Dick, and it'll be about Richard Nixon fucking people. Like, no, and we'll make it, I don't want him to be like, oh, sexy Richard Nixon. I want it to look like Richard Nixon, and no one's gonna like this movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then you can go around and, like, fuck different people throughout time.
Wait, this is a time travel Richard Nixon
It's a time
porno?
travel Richard Nixon Tricky Dick porn. Yes,
I want
obviously.
him. You know what I want? I want Richard Nixon to go back in time, and while George Washington goes off to fuck his slaves, I want him to walk in, swagger into Martha Washington's room,
Yeah.
like he does, because Richard
And bring
Nixon,
a pizza.
known for
and bring a pizza.
Yeah,
And then he's like, pizza's here. And then she's like, I have no idea what this means. And he's like, it's pizza. And everyone loves pizza. And she's like, I've never seen such a food. And then they make love anyway.
Sweet.
They make love though.
Sweet.
It's not fucking. We don't even see it. It's just under the covers love making. And just like a rotation camera just rotates around the Washington master bed.
I've been in that room before. When I went to Washington, D.C., I went to the Washington house. I've been in their bedroom. Is it bad that I thought to myself, oh my god, George Washington fucked someone in this room? And then we went to the slave quarters, and then I thought the same thing.
Oh.
Actually, George Washington was very good to his slaves. Yeah, his slaves. Is it fair to say I broke the promise I made to these people yet?
No, because it's halfway. We got plenty of content to get through. Don't worry about it. We're going to finish 4. That's 2 more than we did last time.
Whatever is has already been, and what will be has been before, and God will call the past into account. And I saw something else under the sun. In the place of judgment, wickedness was there. In the place of justice, wickedness was there. I said to myself, God will bring into judgment both the righteous and the wicked. For there will be a time for every activity, and a time for every deed. I'm getting more into this the more we do it.
Obviously.
Yeah, it helps me that my throat actually kind of hurts and I'm stuffed up. It gives me a good foreboding voice. Your life is meaningless. Kill yourself. Don't kill yourself. I don't want to be in the suicide note. This guy on YouTube told me to kill myself. It wasn't directed at me, but he said the words, so I did it. No, please, don't do that. Go get an ice cream cone. It'll be okay.
But don't you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Don't spend $1.50 on an ice cream cone. Get $2.50.
Go to
Spend
Cold
You were
Stone.
gonna kill yourself anyways. Like, let's be real. Pay for the fucking ice cream cone. Get a good one. Yeah, go to Cold Stone.
Yeah.
Like Hugo said. Get something scooped, whatever you want.
That would
Have
be-
them mix it.
That would be actually, if I were to ever kill myself for some reason, my plan would be to take all the money I have, and actually I'd probably sell some stuff too, like in the week before, so I get as much money as possible. Go to Florida, go to Universal and Disney, be like, yeah, this is awesome, and then I'd kill myself. But I'd be like, this is the best week ever, because then you're like ice cream and cake and Mickey Mouse, and then you're dead.
You gotta jump off something and terrify children. Like, you gotta have people remember you.
Ooh,
You could jump off Epcot.
no one likes Epcot. I'm not gonna be the guy who killed himself at Epcot. I mean, do you want to go see the guy who killed himself at Epcot? No, Magic Kingdom's right over there. Let's go watch the guy who killed himself in Magic Kingdom.
That was me. A week after.
Anyway. Again, I promised you people. God damn it. Why do you expect so much from me? It's free entertainment. I also said to myself, as for humans, God tests them so that they may see that they are like the animals. Surely the fate of human beings is like that of the animals. The same fate awaits them both. As one dies, so dies the other. All have the same breath. Humans have no advantage over animals.
I have a question for you.
I have an answer.
This seems like a good verse for like pro-evolution. Why don't they read it?
But I'm pretty sure they contradict it here in a second. But because it would conflict with what they already believe. Every being is meaningless. All go to the same place, all come from dust, and to dust all return. Who knows if the human spirit rises upward and if the spirit of the animals goes down into the earth? So I saw that there is nothing better for a person than to enjoy their work, because that is their lot, for who can bring them to see what will happen after them? So everything sucks. Get back to work, peasants.
I feel this is like proto-social Darwinism.
Yeah, a little bit. It's just like, Solomon, your slaves are getting all shitty. Oh, fuck, I better write something down real quick to get them to shut the hell up.
Your life is meaningless unless you toil, but also the toil is meaningless. Get back to work.
All right, now we're on to 4. Oppression, toil, friendlessness. You don't hear the word friendlessness a lot, do you? That's, I don't know. That makes me laugh. Friendlessness. Oh, thanks for the reminder, guys. That's awesome.
Not that anyone would be able to remind you since you have no friends.
Yeah, bummer. Again, I looked and saw all the oppression that was taking place under the sun, especially my slaves, which I mentioned a couple passages ago, because they are really, really oppressed. I'm like the king of oppression. Solomon, they say, Solomon, that guy, Solomon the oppressor? Yeah, that's me. I saw the tears of the oppressed, and they have no comforter. Power was on the side of their oppressors, a.k.a. Solomon, a.k.a. Jazzy Sols.
DJ Jazzy Sols?
Yeah. That's his rap name, but it's like an 80s rap name where it's all cute and like it's not all fuck the police yet, you know, it's like ribbity riggity rap-tastic.
Like crisscross?
Sure.
Okay.
I declared that the dead who had already died are happier than the living who are still alive, but both better than is the one who has never been born, who has not seen the evil that is done under the sun.
Wow, this is unborn children are better than other people because they didn't have to deal with any of the shit that's happened yet.
So there you go, abort all the babies. Christians, they're better off. Solomon says so.
Also, by the way, we talked about this last time, but like human quality of life is at an all-time high.
Yeah.
And has been. And just keeps going up.
Unless you're somewhere in, like, Uganda, then it's still garbage. Although I guess probably better than Uganda, like, 50 years ago, so it's still trending upward. It's like when you're on a Delta airline, but you're in the back seat.
You're still on an airplane, and that's pretty cool, but it sucks, because you're on that airplane.
Also in the back. Fuck you, Delta. I haven't forgiven you yet. And I saw that all toil and all achievement spring from one person's envy of another. This is too meaningless, a chasing after the wind. You're projecting a little bit, Solomon. Was this an issue? Solomon looks at another guy writing prose. I could do better than you. Everything is meaningless.
Cuts himself a little bit. I just want to feel myself bleed.
Fools fold their hands and ruin themselves. Better one handful with tranquility than 2 handfuls with toil and chasing after the wind. Again, I saw something meaningless under the sun. There was a man all alone. He had neither son nor brother. There was no end to his toil, yet his eyes were not content with his wealth. For whom am I toiling, he asked, and why am I depriving myself of enjoyment?
This is for you, workaholics.
All of Japan. And a lot of America.
Yeah. Enjoy yourself.
Let's go to live in...
And some people are like, I am enjoying myself. No, that's alcoholism. That's not enjoyment.
Let's go live in Mexico.
Why do we want to live there?
Like...
We'll live like kings. Or we'll get kidnapped.
My
probably get
American
kidnapped.
dollars are worth much more than their local currency. So as long as I avoid the
Pesos?
as long as I avoid the cartels, I could probably live a pretty decent life.
You kind of stick out a little bit because you're white.
My girlfriend's half Mexican. She can disguise me.
She'll be fine. She can't disguise you. You're undisguisable. You'd just be red and crispy.
No, I'll have her take off pieces of her skin a little bit at a time, and I'll fasten a Hugo suit out of it, and I'll wear it.
That doesn't. I mean,
wait, that's a serial killing. Never mind. This too is meaningless. A miserable business. Two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor.
That's for you, prostitutes.
If either of them falls down, one can help the other one. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them. Also, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. Ooh.
Buddy system all the time.
Yeah.
Prostitutes, specifically.
But how can one keep warm alone? Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of these 3 strands will not be quickly broken.
I have an answer to some of those questions. How can one keep warm? Blanket. Though you may be powered, two can defend themselves unless you're the Karate Kid. He can defend himself.
Daniel LaRusso would never fight for no reason.
He totally would. He would defend himself with honor. And he's not doing anything now. He has no job, does he?
Yeah, I genuinely wonder every month in the mail, how much money does that guy get in the mail for Karate Kid residuals?
None.
People still watch Karate Kid. People still watch.
No one's paying for it anymore. They're just like, it's ours. You don't. Let's be real. All you did was illegally win and then boop someone.
Finally, we'll end with advancement is meaningless. This will be good. Better a poor but wise youth than an old but foolish king who no longer knows how to heed a warning. Projecting Solomon. The youth may have come from prison to the kingship, or he may have been born in poverty within his kingdom. I saw that all those lived and walked under the sun followed the youth, the king's successor. There was no end to all the people who were before them, but those who came later were not pleased with their successor. And this too is meaningless, a chasing after the wind. So old people, stop bitching about the youngins. Or something.
This book makes me angry.
Why?
Because it's just so fucking... This is like every Republican ever. Everything sucks now. America used to be great. No, America did not used to be great. Now we are great. You didn't have internet.
How did you survive before 2 girls, 1 cup, Karl Rove?
Karl Rove. Specific. Goddamn you, Newt Gingrich. Now we have a bigger Mac. They're making a bigger Big Mac now.
Oh, I don't know.
It's just bigger. And they're also making a smaller one.
Oh, so it's going to be like a Big Mac, but with quarter pounder meat, probably?
I have no idea. I just know it's bigger.
Oh, I don't...
TJ ate one yesterday because he's in the test market.
Oh. I don't really like Big Macs. I don't like the Mac sauce.
I don't really like fast food in general now.
I do.
I'm old. That's how I know I'm old, is when like you get it and you're like, nope.
So anyway, thanks everyone. You can always check us out on Twitter at Bible Reloaded.
You can follow Hugo at Hugo Reload, and you can also subscribe to the channel and watch things that we make because they're good.
You can donate to our Patreon campaign. We do a once-a-month patron-only hangout. We just did one like last week, but it was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if we ever decide to kill ourselves at Magic Kingdom or Epcot Center, we'll probably definitely live stream that.
The answer is obviously you go to MGM Studios and jump off the Tower of Terror when the doors open.
There you go.
Get that ride banned, because when I go out, I want to ruin something for everyone.
Oh, then in that case, I'm going to eat way too many corn dogs.
You can't...
Everyone's going to be like, my favorite food on a stick is banned, because that one guy died. And there you go.
If I were to do it, I'd do... Ooh, I wonder how many days worth of... If I were to eat McDonald's only, 3, maybe even 4 meals a day to make it excessive. How long would it take for me to drop dead?
You just came up with an idea for the movie Super Size Me, which was it's like over a decade old.
No, I understand. I'm not Morgan Spurlocking this shit. I'm going to do it till I'm dead. 30 days, go fuck yourself. Also, that movie's methodology was flawed. Also, before he started that diet, he was on a completely vegan diet. So, yeah, of course your fucking cholesterol went up. And don't get me wrong, McDonald's isn't good for you. I'm just saying, like, his results were skewed. Anyway, that's enough of that. Until next time, I'm Hugo.
I'm Jake.
Bible Reloaded!
Eh.